Freedom. That's what every person wants, regardless of the financial situation. The freedom to choose, to belong to ourselves. We live in a time when this should be possible, no morality chains, and the world is open. Yet most of us have become slaves to our screens. If you're serious about breaking out the dopamine trap, this is the one video you will want to remember and save. Like and subscribe now to get real systems for reclaiming your lost time, your long-gone attention, and your autonomy. No fluffs, no hacks, just a simple how to break the loop before it breaks you. Dopamine and serotonin guide our social behaviors. It is a dopamine which decides whether a goal is worth the effort. One touch on the smartphone gives us instant dopamine, and chasing that low dopamine comes easy. But what you don't know, in AI science research, it was seen that constant smartphone usage leads to regression in the dopamine level. Ever wonder why nothing motivates you anymore? Because you're used to these cheap dopamine levels and nothing else seems like it's worth it. Now guess what causes a spike in your dopamine levels? Normal social interactions. So, I guess it's time to take a walk and touch some grass. Here is the paradox. We chase freedom through things that make us dependent. Expensive restaurants, luxury goods, alcohol, drugs, and social media. Each promises liberation but only delivers chains and makes you a slave. And the science make it very clear. If to see our phone checking statistics, average user touch their phones over 2,500 times daily. We interact with our phones 89% of time by ourselves, and only 11% of time are prompted by notifications. 68% of users experience phantom vibration syndrome. This pattern of excessive smartphone use has potential short-term negative consequences such as distraction and increased levels of anxiety. And the worst of it all, fMRI scans show Instagram or TikTok usage lights up the same neural pathways as in addiction. Contrary, the pop psychology dopamine isn't pleasure molecule, but the motivation molecule. It doesn't make you feel good, it makes you want. Another study in the Nature Human Behavior found that dopamine levels are higher when people interact with other human as opposite to computer. Additionally, the dopamine and serotonin together contribute to our overall assessment of value during social interactions. What's my story? I gave up traditional media around 15 years ago. The news, television, and everything. My family thought I was crazy. How you cannot watch that news, they asked. But this decision gave me something priceless, the mentality clarity. Usually I'm hearing that people are saying, you don't understand what's happening, but here is the truth. News reports only show you what already happened. They can't predict the future. I lived in the present. I knew what was happening. No amount of news could change that reality. The whole appeal of news are some moments that accompany all upcoming events. How before the moment when COVID started, in general, all over the world, there was a huge amount of information that in China there is such a huge virus that is now spreading quickly. And I've been receiving that information from my friend. That means that things that resonate in society will come back to you, and in most cases faster than the real consequence become visible. Years ago, I watched a movie titled Social Dilemma, and the last year I tried a little experiment, and here is the result. I gave up using all social media for 6 months, specifically Instagram and YouTube Shorts and TikTok. I wanted to free up some extra time for myself and get rid from that chronic anxiety. At the time, this movie was very imprinted in my head, especially about the fact that algorithms are now designed in such way that they force us to watch what we like. I was shocked by the fact that in about 2 months I felt that my mind had returned to a greater normal. I became more focused on the things that were important to me. I was able to develop again, hold my attention on books longer without getting distracted. I believe that for the people with ADHD, this is a very good parameter. A good indicator for learning to concentrate and focus, which is very important for achieving some big goals. Pay attention. This is what you need to keep in your mind. Social media actively works against this. I have lived at the top, financially and monetarily. I have seen it firsthand. The algorithm doesn't care how rich or intelligent you are. It has one job, and that is to adopt your patterns. It tracks where your attention goes. It takes a note every time you pause, even for a second. What you click, what you rewatch, what you search. Then it gradually starts feeding you more of that. The more time you spend, the more accurately it mirrors your inner thoughts. Remember how every time you even talk of buying something, like glasses or furniture, and social media starts showing you targeted ads? The algorithm is constantly overworking to stay in tune with your thoughts and desires. It is a job of the algorithm to create a feedback loop. It keeps you coming back again and again. If you are chasing status, you will be shown people with status more than you. If you are seeking a comfort, you will see make-believe perfect stories, which incite envy and jealousy. Even if you are the richest person in the world, the algorithm will then start showing you what you don't have. A happy family, time with friends, bonding with a loved pet, perfect health, and peace of mind. Things that money can't buy. Now this in turn adds to the anxiety and dissatisfaction, craving that perfect life that is the first down your throat. You keep coming back to social media to seek validation. Are you doing everything correctly? According to social media, only the influencers selling you that perfect lifestyle can guide you. When I slowly began to disconnect from that system by limiting my exposure to such media, I didn't just get back productive time, I also reclaimed my attention. Come to think of it, I can finally watch movies again without feeling the need to check my phone. I regained energy, I was able to redesign my goals based on my internal values, my needs, and not algorithm-fed desires. That personally is what the real shift all about. And understand, there is no app that can do it for you. You have to decide what deserves your attention, because the algorithm is already deciding what doesn't. Have you ever heard about dopamine fasting? It implies that you can reset your brain by avoiding all pleasures. But based on all researches that I have shown above, dopamine doesn't work that way, right? But the underlying principle has merit. Reducing overstimulation can help resensitize the brain for everyday joys. Cognitive therapists often encourage dopamine regulation for people struggling with impulse issues or screen overuse. Instead of referring to it as no phones, try to reframe it as reset time. Schedule weekly detox periods. Pick a Saturday afternoon for tech-free time and plan activities that bring calm and connection. Introduce mindfulness. Practices like yoga, nature walks, or breath work are scientifically shown to 7 rebalance dopamine circuits. Now I will give you my own system that I personally use to break free. For this specific case, I prefer to use the radical methods. So, I recommend to you delete all social apps, filter the information that you are consuming, practice dopamine management, avoid your screen time when you wake up for at least 30 minutes, focus on completing your morning routine or start doing some tasks immediately for your job after waking up without checking your phone. And the last one, and the most important for myself, I try to take 1 hour before sleep and turning off all my devices that disturb me and radiate a blue light that help me to sleep more deeply and recover better. You have to keep in mind that social media algorithms are designed to keep you scrolling through dopamine loops, show you content that highlights what you lack, and make reality feel incomplete by comparison. Your attention is the most valuable currency, so I challenge you to try this just for 7 days. Remove one social app tonight. Notice when you reach for your phone and rediscover the freedom of your own thoughts. If it's hard for you to live with your own thoughts, just make a small journaling, and that will help you to keep your mind calm. And remember, in this modern age, we have traded castles for cages. Don't forget to update your progress on the detox in the comments below, and let me know how you better spend your daily without these chains of social media.